Good morning, Villa fans, and welcome to a match reaction of Club Brugge 1, Aston Villa 3. Oh my goodness, what a result. It was better than I thought it would be. I went with a 1-1 draw, and I would have been happy with that even in the last 10 minutes of the game. But this time, Villa, get the, I said decisions, rubber the green, obviously an own goal and a penalty. So normally those sorts of decisions go against Aston Villa, but this time they went in our favour and have now put us in a really, really good position to go into the second leg at Villa Park. But one thing that I do want to say is it is only half time in the tie. I would say the next goal in this tie is crucial. And we've seen Club Brugge go to Atalanta and beat them convincingly. And given our sort of defensive record, it's going to be hard for us to keep clean sheets. So I do expect us to still go through, but by all means, it's a fantastic starting point and a 2-goal advantage, but we've still got the second leg to go. So we need to treat it as still a must-win game. I'm talking like Unai Emery here, but it's great that we've got the result and we've got the advantage going into Villa Park, and hopefully our good record at Villa Park will continue. But Club Brugge are a dangerous team. They have dangerous players, as we saw, and they're very capable of scoring goals. But if we can get an early goal at Villa Park, I think that will be the tie over. So the next goal in this tie is important. Brugge get it. Confidence is with them. Who knows? We get it. I think we killed the tie. That's just my initial kind of thoughts about the game. But going into it, let's wind it back a little bit. Team lineup wise, obviously not too much sort of surprises. Disasi coming in at right back. When I saw the lineup, I was hoping it would be Disasi rather than Konsa at right back, and it was. I thought he did okay. Obviously went with Mings coming back into the lineup and playing the 90 minutes and playing exceptionally well. And without his goal line clearance, redemption, this could have been a different outcome. So I thought he was our man of the match, actually, and I'll go through the player ratings in a moment. But Mings playing alongside Konsa, Digne there as well, McGinn and Tielemans sort of anchoring midfield as they've been doing over the last few months. And then ahead of that, Rashford did start from the left. We had Morgan Rogers in the 10, and then Leon Bailey starting from the right, and Ollie Watkins up front. And obviously Leon Bailey is someone that I've been a little bit critical about, saying that I think his time at Villa could be coming to an end, maybe at the end of the season. Maybe we might look to move him on. But let's talk about the opening goal. I mean, he did very well for that. It was a nice little set piece from Yuri Tielemans, sort of hanging it up in the air to Tyrone Mings. I think this is a rehearsed Austin McPhee set piece, so give him some credit for that, because again, I've been critical about Austin McPhee, but this looked like it was very much sort of rehearsed, hanging the ball high up to Mings heading it back towards sort of the penalty spot area, and then having someone that's coming from the opposite side running in like Leon Bailey did, and with a lovely sort of low finish after, 3 minutes. And that was a really, really good lead to get. I saw a stat that Villa have scored 3 goals in the opening 3 minutes of Champions League games as well. So, we have been kind of fast starters in the Champions League, but maybe not in the Premier League. But yeah, Leon Bailey, nice little side foot kind of finish. Great to see him sort of get a goal. I think he very much needed it. And you can see from the celebration that he was, so happy. The players were happy and for him. I think there's a unity there, and they all like him and get on well with him and want him to do well. And yeah, he managed to sort of give us the lead there after sort of 3 minutes. And I thought we started the game pretty well, knocking the ball around, looking dangerous. Club Brugge, they're the home team. They are going to look dangerous on the attacks, and they did. They got their equaliser sort of, I think it was 10, 15 minutes later. A ball down the sort of the left-hand side, or our right-hand side, Disasi. Dezolis gets it, always going to be a danger man, sort of drives towards the box and then cuts the ball back or pulls it back to Maxim de Kuyper, the marauding kind of left back, who's pretty much unmarked. Leon Bailey in this instinct didn't kind of track his runner. And I think Unai Emery sort of alluded to that in his press conference after the game, that he knows that's his man. But De Kuyper, credit to him, he does love to get forward. He is a dangerous player for them, and he puts a lovely kind of low finish across Emi Martinez into the far corner, which then makes it 1-1. And it's kind of game on again. And Brugge, tails are up. They're, flying into kind of challenges, and they had a chance also to go in front. Again, a player that I sort of recognised in Talby on the opposite side, the right wing. He gets a chance after the cross comes into the box, gets his shot away, and it's a fantastic save from Emi Martinez. You've got to say he got down low really quickly to deny him, and then Mings sort of finishes and clears it away. So that was a big chance for Brugge there. I think Rashford had a chance for us as well soon after Bailey had scored, driving across the pitch and then playing the ball into Bailey playing it back into Rashford. Angle was a bit tight, but he's gone for the shot. Mignolet saves with his legs. So that was another chance really for us in the first half. Aside from that, there wasn't too many other big chances in that kind of first half really. And we go in at 1-1, but it's a nervous game. It could go either way. At this point, I would take a point for sure. And the second half kind of begins. Not many chances again in the game. I didn't think Rodgers was imposing it from the central areas as well as he could, as well as we've seen. Rashford was kind of in and out of the game. We were trying to get the ball out to him, but he was being doubled up on. Leon Bailey was having his in and out usual sort of game as well. But I felt what was crucial here was the changes. But just before the changes, I think it was, Brugge having an attack down the left-hand side. Again, Dezolis puts in a lovely cross, and it goes over, I think it's Mings, Konsa and Digne, finds Van Aken at the far post, who's headed it back across goal, exactly what you should do. Martinez, no chance. But then it gets the faintest of touches from Tyrone Mings' toenail or his boot. You can just see it on the slow down replay that there is a little touch there, and it just takes it away from going into the back of the net. So Mings there really redeeming himself after his handball incident in the first game, really making up for it. And I thought he was terrific as well. So Mings sort of redeeming himself there. And then the subs on 64 minutes, Unai Emery decides to kind of roll the dice a little bit, brings on 4 subs. Ramsey comes on, Asensio comes on, Cash comes on, and Kamara comes on. And this was a moment where you're bringing on 4 subs at once. It really could go either way. Either you've tinkered with it too much and players are, have to get up to speed, or it has that impact straight away. And luckily for us, it had that impact straight away. Asensio, I think Ramsey was given the ball out wide. He cuts it back to Asensio. Asensio has a shot first time. Good save from Mignolet, parries it up in the air. And you've got Watkins and Cash kind of underneath the ball. Cash gets to it first. I just felt like all he needed to do was put a side foot on it. Just had to concentrate on keeping it on target because the net was pretty much empty. But he decides to sort of smash at it and gets his connection all wrong, and it flies over the bar. So that was a big chance for us as well. But I thought the subs really made a difference. And this is what we've got now. You can call them subs when you can call them starters and finishers. We've got good competition at the top end of the pitch. Jacob Ramsey, for me, coming on, doing really well. Really changed the game when he came on, driving with the ball, driving in field. I think he knows that his place is there for the taking with Rashford, competing on that left-hand side, and he's really got up his game. Asensio would have feel a little bit of aggrieved to be left out of the starting lineup after scoring 2 against Cardiff, but he came on and influenced the game from the number 10 position. Rodgers was shifted out to the right-hand side, and that's where we got the second goal. Again, Villa breaking. I think it fell to Kamara. Kamara puts a nice pass into Rodgers, where Rodgers doesn't even have to take a touch on the ball. He tries to put a low cross into the box towards the front post area, where the Bruges defender Michelin messes it all up, slides in, and diverts the ball into his own goal. If he'd not got there, I think Watkins was stood behind him unmarked and probably would have tapped it in. So it was a challenge and a tackle that a defender had to kind of try to make, but he's got his feet all wrong. And it wasn't a Michelin star restaurant. It was Michelin into the back of the net, and 2-1 Villa. And at that point, you're happy. Shut up shop. Nothing silly at the back. Just make sure that we go into the second leg with this 2-1 win. But yeah, then we have a further chance later on in the game. I think it's Lucadinho from the left-hand side, puts a deep cross into the box, misses everyone. Their left winger, Dozolis, is obviously tracking back, pulls the ball out of the sky really well, actually. Really good kind of first touch, but it kind of gets away from him a little bit. Matty Cash kind of nips in, and then Dozolis just follows through with a lazy kind of leg, really, and brings down Matty Cash inside the box. It was it's a stonewall penalty. It's an unfortunate penalty to give away, but it is a penalty nonetheless. And this is a great chance for Villa to make it 3-1. I must admit, when I saw Yuri Tielemans with the ball in his hands, I felt like, no, give it to Asensio, give it to Asensio. And thankfully, Asensio does get the ball, places it down on the spot. And then, this is what you get when you have players like Asensio and Rashford, is that composure, that star quality. And Asensio manages to side foot the ball right into the far corner. I think Mignolet might have got a finger to it, and Asensio slips as he takes it as well. And unfortunately for us, it didn't sort of affect the actual penalty itself, and it finds the bottom corner. And all of a sudden, it's this celebration here that you see. It's 3-1 Aston Villa, and all of a sudden, we are looking like we are hot favourites to get to the quarterfinal. But as I said at the beginning, it is still halftime. You cannot write off Club Brugge. An early goal in this game for them in the second leg changes the complexion. So we have to be on it. They have to be strong, have to be focused. They've gone to Atalanta and won. They could come to Villa Park and spring a surprise. So let's not, count our chickens just yet and start booking our sort of quarterfinal tickets just yet. So yeah, a lot of work to do. Player ratings for me, I'll quickly go through this. Martinez, I think for that first half save, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I thought he was good with that save in particular. Right back was Disasi. He did okay, so it's not his natural position, doing a job for the team. Obviously, Andres Garcia is not registered. Matty Cash wasn't ready to start. I thought he did well. He won his aerial duels, which you expect him to do as a right back. Got forward on one occasion in the first half, I remember. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, just a 6 or 7 out of 10. Konsa for me, calm, composed, really, good at centre back. I think he nutmegged one of their defenders by the corner flag in the second half as well. I'll definitely give him a 7. So Disasi 6, Konsa 7. Tyrone Mings for me, that clearance, the leadership, his passing was better today. I'm going to give him a solid 8 out of 10 for Tyrone Mings. Digne, up and down, not too much in the game, but I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Tielemans and McGinn, I'll probably both give them 7 out of 10s. I thought both of them were okay without being spectacular. Tielemans was getting booed, obviously being a former Anderlecht player. McGinn was brought off in that quadruple substitution as well. But I'll give them both 7s out of 10. Rashford, first half, good burst away from the defender across the pitch, nearly scoring a goal. Looks bright, didn't do too much, but I'll give him a solid 7 as well. Morgan Rogers, I thought he did better when he actually moved out to the right in the second half. I'll give him a solid 7 as well. And then we had Leon Bailey with his goal, which did really well for him. And then his lack of tracking back led to their equaliser. I'm going to give Leon Bailey a 6 for this one, even though he did get a goal. And then Ollie Watkins, disappointing, really. I was expecting a little bit more. There wasn't too many chances for him. Again, he was marked well by Ordonez. Didn't get too much of the ball, didn't get too much of the play. I'm going to have to give him a 6, maybe even 5.5, but 6. But the subs who came on, Boubacar Kamara, a Rolls Royce. And what I love about Kamara is that he plays in that CDM, but he slots in and plays as a third centre-back sometimes, which allows Cash to get forward. And the way he's calm on the ball, receives it under pressure, able just to move the ball and start off attacks. And that's where I think the Asensio chance began from, was Kamara. So I thought Kamara was really good when he came in. I'm going to give him a 7. Matty Cash winning the penalty. Again, gives us a bit of energy when he came off the bench. Give him a 7 as well. I thought he did well at right back when he came on. Jacob Ramsey, as I said, I thought he came on the ball, came on the pitch, changing the game, driving with the ball forward. I think I'm going to put him up there with Mings as an 8 out of 10. But I'll give Mings the man of the match because with the goal line clearance and he played 90 minutes. And then the fourth sub that came on was obviously Asensio, getting his penalty, having a shot, looking dangerous in that pocket of space. Again, I'm probably going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well. So Asensio 8, Ramsey 8, Mings 8 are the standout players for me in today's game. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the second leg? Is this tie done and dusted? Did you see anything from Club Brugge that still kind of scares you a little bit? I certainly did. I certainly think they're going to be a threat. And I just think the next goal in this tie is crucial. If we can get it at Villa Park early and just kill the tie, I think that would just be best for everyone, really. But yeah, looking forward to watching the Champions League games tonight. Liverpool, PSG, do a bit of a scouting mission there. Have a little look with one eye on that. But, we've still got to focus on this. We've got Brentford on Saturday as well. So there is, Premier League games that we need to focus on too. But I'm loving the competition up front and the fact that we're seeing players like Ramsey come on, affect games. We're seeing Asensio coming off the bench, making a massive difference. This is what you want your bench players to do. Not just about, padding out the game. You actually want them to come on and influence. And that's what we are seeing. But guys, I'll leave it there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the game, second leg, what your thoughts are on that. Let me know about my player ratings. Am I being a bit harsh on them? Should some of them be a little bit higher? But yeah, do like and subscribe to the channel as well. I'll be back at you with a match preview for the Brentford game later on this week. And until then, enjoy the rest of your working week and up the mighty Villa. Come on.